You don't have to be a fortune teller here to read between the lines. There's clearly going to be some changes on the defensive side of the ball for the Buckeyes. What do you anticipate to come?
It's hard to watch a team not be physical at the point of attack. And so I don't know if that's coaching. I don't know what you do about that. They're not disruptive up front. And so when you look at the Minnesota game and the Oregon game and those two teams' ability to run the football, and Greg, you know this, if you can run the football, you can also pass the football. And the connection between the ability to do those two things has showed up especially in the Oregon game. If you've seen the play action pass for the touchdown, tight ends wide open, it's because they had 270 yards rushing. So the linebackers, the safeties are all reacting to the run game. So it starts up front for Ohio State in that front seven. Can they start to make plays there and become disruptive? As we look across college football, and there's two teams that have separated themselves, and that's Georgia and Alabama, and that's because of their ability to be disruptive up front. We haven't seen that out of the Buckeyes through 2 games. So I don't know what kind of changes you make in that area that says, okay, now we can be more physical, more disruptive, and stop these offenses from running the football.
Yeah, Joey, these things don't resolve themselves overnight. They can say, well, we're going to look at everything. They expect wholesale changes. Well, you're not going to change who you are, at least not at this point. You have to wait a little while, at least get to a bye week, before you can really focus internally and make some adjustments to what you need to do. You referenced being disruptive on the defensive line. While I completely agree with you, there's not a Bosa walking off that bus. There's not a Chase Young walking off that bus. Their personnel is not going to all of a sudden hit puberty and become grown men on the field. It's not going to happen. What they need to do is they need to be more fundamentally sound along the defensive side of the football. There were about 5 or 6 different occasions on Saturday against Oregon in which defensive players were outflanked and they didn't keep leverage. I mean, it was unbelievable to watch how many guys just ran down inside, and sure enough, out goes a duck right around the evaded Ohio State player. And then internally, they didn't do a good job of fitting the run. If you can't do those 2 things, you have no chance in the Big Ten of playing sound defense. Michigan will gash you, Penn State will gash you, Wisconsin will gash you, Iowa will gash you, and several other teams will too if they don't get things figured out soon.
Well, and it sounded like Ryan Day was losing patience. As you heard him say, it wasn't just one instance, but a bit of a pattern. So some changes likely expected in Columbus.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.